Good morning. Hello, hello, and welcome. We are here today to continue our adventure into Virche, Evermore. I'm pretty sure I haven't done this yet. I say with all the confidence in the world. I'm pretty sure I haven't done his encore yet. Scien's not Mathis. Because I'm missing one photo. So the top two photos are from the side story little snippets, and then there's like an extra photo here. So I'm pretty sure this is the one I still need to do. Hopefully I have enough time to finish it. I'm trying to get back to morning streams, and I keep saying I'm going to start them at 8 a.m., but I'm still waking up at 8 a.m. in my brain. I got up at 7:35, 7:40, and I was like, I gotta eat breakfast before I start streaming. But we'll see, we'll see. I'm hoping I can get through it all before I have to go to the work. Yeah, let's start Scien's story, but yeah.
黒き災いの花、リコリス・ノワージュが四方を囲う国、
I'm just not gonna read this. I've learned. It's too much.
生まれた人間が23歳までに命を落とすこの国は、かつて外界から訪れた漂流者によってこう呼ばれるようになった。死神に見入られた国と。バカバカしい。死神の呪いなどあるものか。クローン体に記憶をダウンロードし延命する存在、リライバー。俺は人間を生かす技術の強化をしていたが、少々身の回りをおろそかにする癖があってな。死神の小娘、今日からお前は俺の駒使いだ。鬱陶しいところもあるが、出しゃばらず自分の行動を考えるその姿勢だけは評価してやろう。しかしだんだん小娘が俺に向ける眼差しに余計な感情が見えるようになってきた。ならば現実を教えるまで。
Is the savior of this country a god or a demon?
お前が盲信する男は決して善人ではない。人でなしだとな。
Okay. So for context, because I kept trying to read those and they're talking too fast and there's no pause, I don't get to read it.
これは死の番人が最も恐れた最悪な結末の物語。
Thank you, Drifter. So this basically is taking place up to chapter 3. So basically she became his maid. She starts to develop feelings for him because she thinks he's cute, and he calls her his sandwich maker. And so he decides to reveal the truth to her that he is doing experiments on prisoners in order to help advance reliver technology. And I just realized I didn't turn this light on, which is probably why the background isn't so bright. But I don't know if this is taking place directly after that scene. So directly after that scene, she leaves. Dahat follows her, and Dahat's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then he's all like, "Don't worry, everything's fine." I mean, he's like, "Yeah, sure, we do experiments on prisoners, but I mean, technically, they already were gonna die." And then she's like, "Oh, great, that's better then." And it's not better, but it's fine. In the context of the universe they're living in my head, it made fine sense because there's such a small populace and they're trying to stop dying at very young ages, and that can result in less than ideal circumstances. This was the worst possible end to the story, the ending that the Watchmen of Death feared the most.
目覚めた彼を止められる者は誰もいない。
No one could stop him after he had awoken.
そう。
Yes.
彼自身こそが
He himself.
何をも恐れぬ絶対の存在なのだから。
Was a being of absolute authority, unafraid of anything. Shin Profi.
常識も感情も倫理も俺にとっては全てどうでもいいこと。
Okay, so this is before the Sheen bro, or before she leaves and Dahat runs into her. So she's still learning that these are the experiments they're doing. Common sense, emotions, and even morals mean
間
nothing.
違っても俺を善人などと盲信してくれるな。
So don't you ever dare mistake me for someone
俺
good.
は好奇心という名の欲望に忠実な運よく裁かれない権力を手にしただけの
I aimed to satisfy my curiosities, and I was lucky to gain a position that let me do what I want. What? She's not on the side.
神の名を語るただの罪人だ。
I'm just a sinner pretending to be a god. Hey, that was the name. We named one of our chapters that. Whoa, I remember. I remember berries.
けれど悩むなら悪夢に見るほど悩み抜きなさい。
If you're gonna worry about it, worry it to the point that it becomes a nightmare. I remember Salome saying that too. Oh no, we're not gonna just repeat a bunch of dialogue, are we? Salome, my beautiful woman.
苦しくなったら私が無理にでも起こしてまたホットミルクを入れてあげるから。
If you begin to suffer over it, I can always force you awake and make you some hot milk. Okay, thank you, mother. To where it becomes a nightmare. I was told to worry and left the institute alone, still drowned in a whirlpool of thoughts. Criminal or not, Sheen is terrifying, able to consume people just like that without a second thought, but to be unable to see his beautiful eyes again was something I didn't want. What should I do?
言っただろう、姫君。君はあの男の本性を何も知らないと。
Yeah, but look at you. You're so beautiful. I told you, didn't I, princess? You know nothing of that man's true nature. I didn't even realize. Anku at some point quietly came up behind me as I stood in my thoughts. However, I wasn't too surprised, as I imagined he would be around if I came here. Yes, I didn't know anything. As I heard the sound of the wind, I turned and faced Anku, but then, Anku, you don't look well. His skin was pale white to begin with, but it seemed even worse than that now and was almost turning blue.
気にしないでくれ。君を普通の人間に戻す儀式の下準備に少々忙しくしていてね。
Not to worry, I've simply been busy in preparing for the ritual to turn you into a normal human.
現世にいる以上、私の体力は人間に合わせたものになっているから、これがなかなか不便なのだよ。
So long as I'm here in this world, my own strength is the same as any other human's. It is quite an inconvenience, actually. I see. However, I still haven't upheld my end of the contract, right? I think it's still too soon for that.
最初から成し遂げるつもりでいなければ、この国を覆う死には対抗できないよ、姫君。
If you do not intend on seeing it through from the beginning, these deaths will remain a mystery, princess.
もっとも、
Furthermore,
その原因の一つであるシアン・ブロフィワーズの元に戻ることだけは断固反対だが。
I am absolutely against you returning to Sheen Brophy, one of the causes of all the deaths. Well,
私は長き歴史の1ページの中で、奴が人間を消費物として淡々と使い潰していく様を幾度となく見てきた。
through the many pages of history, I have seen him heartlessly consume humans countless times.
それこそ罪ある者から罪なき者まで数えればキリがない。
Between those with sin and those without, he has used an unfathomable amount of people. I could feel a chill run down my spine at how easily believable that idea was.
君の呪いを早める体質をシアン・ブロフィバーズに知られたら、
If your ability to catalyze the curse is known to Sheen Brophy,
一体どうなるか。奴の本性を知った今なら容易に想像できるだろ
I'm afraid to even think what would happen, though I am sure it is easy for you to imagine now that you know who he is. Yes.
普通の寿命を持つ漂流者が雲隠れしなければ、また結果は違っていたかもしれんが。
We're not doing flashbacks. Yeah.
それは祖父の話だろ?
Shin claimed he would conduct experiments even on the drifter, to whom he felt he owed a debt. If someone like that knew of my ability, which was only hidden by untruthful rumors, I was sure of what he would do. We don't do flashbacks even if it's in the new game, okay? I don't mind what happens to me, but I can't let Mother and everyone I live with get involved in that outcome. Considering that, I think I should stay away from Sheen for a while, just as you say, Onku.
しばらくとは言わず、永遠に距離を置いてくれた方が私としては安心できるのだがね。
Not only for a while, I would be at ease knowing you stay away from him forever. There's still the matter of repaying the damages I owe him. I gave Onku an awkward smile as he stood with an expression of displeasure.
ともあれ、契約を果たしたければ、一刻も早く新たなパートナーを見つけ、この国の謎に迫ってほしい。
Regardless, just focus on fulfilling your contract, find a new partner as soon as you can, and pursue the mysteries of this island.
私はしばらくの間、儀式の準備で動くことができないが、
I'll not be able to assist much given my preparations for the
君
ritual.
ならば、偽りの神の力など借りなくとも、成し遂げられると信じているよ。
I'm certain you will be able to see it through without borrowing the help of the false god. After he spoke, Anku disappeared behind a sheet of Lycoris petals just as he always did. Hi, hello Poppy! How are you? How's the family? Anku is clearly hostile towards Sheen. He said that he didn't find it agreeable how Sheen twisted people's lifespans unnaturally, but I feel like there's some other reason. It's as if Sheen did something to him personally, wink wink. But that just may be my own imagination. However, Anku's advice certainly made sense. Thinking of the safety of those around me, it was best to not get involved with Sheen more than I had to. I was sure Sheen wouldn't hesitate at all in letting me go. Still, not being able to see those beautiful eyes so close to me anymore. Don't worry, plenty of people have eyes. I don't know if you know this. Serious, other people have eyes. Made me feel so sad. Fantastic, thanks. How's your favorite people? They're good, they're good. We celebrated a birthday. We did all the fun stuff. Christmas went well. I couldn't just ignore work without permission. I have to be sure to tell Sheen I'll be away from work for a while. I came to the institute with the intent in mind. I made and brought some sandwiches with me just in case, but I'll try and tell Sheen directly, and if I can't, I'll ask one of the researchers to tell him for me. Right as I was about to come up to one of the security officer guards guarding the front gates to ask them to relay them my message.
あれあれそこにいるのはお嬢さんじゃないですか。
My oh my, if it isn't Leah. Hi, Dahat.
てっきりシアンさんに愛想を尽かしてもう来てくれないと思ってたのに。
I thought you'd gotten fed up with Sheen and wouldn't be coming here anymore. Dahat. Oh, Dahat. I'm currently talking to Yoon and happy belated birthday. It's not my birthday. Are you gonna start playing video games with Yoon? She's actively playing Fortnite right now. The Hot rushed up to me, his smile brimming with excitement. I'm sorry to make you worry. I'm feeling much better after you spoke to me.
ならよかったです。この後はいつも通りシアンさんのところに。
I'm glad to hear that. Are you going to see Sheen as usual? Well, seeing my hesitation, Dahat seemed to quickly pick up on my true intention.
まあ、あんなことがあった後ですから。
No, Fortnite
何
equal
もなかっ
bad?
たように。
No, you don't
こんにちは。
understand.
とは言えませんよね。
You can be a Ninja Turtle now. She doesn't know the name of the Ninja Turtles, which is a little upsetting, but she bought one of the skins. And then she said the most traumatizing sentence ever, which is, "It was the yellow one." I guess after the other day, it's not like you can just go in and say hello as if nothing happened, right? But it's not as if I hate Sheen or disrespect him now. It's just that I have some personal matters to attend to and wanted to ask for some time off.
了解です。なら、僕からシアンさんに伝えておきますね。
Very well, then I'll relay the message to Sheen. All right, thank you very much. After Dahat bowed his head deeply, I offered the basket I was holding. Before I leave here. What's this?
これは
I'm gonna start skipping. This happened last time, didn't it? Sandwiches for Sheen.
もちろ
I'll
んで
bring him sandwiches. We're gonna
あん
start
なこと
skipping.
があった後なんです。少しぐらいはシ
Aren't
アンさん
happened. I
に
feel like
怒ってもいいと
it's
思う
alright
ん
to
です。
be a little
僕だっ
angry.
たら
Dahat turned his face and adorably puffed out his cheeks. The thing is, this is a lot of dialogue that we repeated. I don't know why they did this. They did this last time too. Like, if we don't need to repeat so much of the story to get to the new story. Showed the truth to me. What Sheen's doing is terrible. He showed no prejudice, and I don't think my appreciation for that will ever fade, even if I can't help him directly. It was true. After thinking things over, I chose not to throw away the happiness I received, even if it was a short time. I was happy during that time with
その
Sheen.
気持ちは
I can understand
シ
how
アン
you
さん
feel.
は中途半端な年齢でリライバーになった僕を見てくれで侮ったり
Sheen to
頭
look
脳
down
と
on
才能を
me.
まっ
I'm indebted. Something about hard work. Oh man, this is. I know this was happening. I should have. Why did my brain not think about this? This happened in Mathis's. This happened in Lucas's. We got put back in the cage in Lucas's. Like, oh my gosh. Dahat seemed like a little brother who was honest about his feelings. Even I could see that. Yada yada. Etc. Etc. After that needless commotion, I went back to checking my results. My eyes stayed fixated. I reached out for my meal. There was no meal there because the girl that makes the sandwiches isn't here today. It's the first time I noticed that she hasn't been here. Nothing in my hand. There was no food.
So.
That's right. She hasn't returned to the institute. It's gonna be a pain. Blah, the hawk shows up, brings the sandwiches.
やかましい。
わあ入ってそう
サンドイッチ
Yeah, from the
休
maid.
憩してたらそして
On break, saw her.
Yeah.
She gave me
Naru.
this. Yeah.
なんとも半端な小娘だ。
自分を心配し
What a
いらない
terrible
な
thing
ら
to say.
誰もそんなことは言ってない。
I'm gonna keep the sandwiches if you don't be nice. Kept the sandwiches, snatched the basket. I don't know why they're repeating it so much. I picked up one of the sandwiches and brought it to my mouth as I opened the display on the system.
ああ
悪い。
え
I hoped you'd be normal. Sunbutt helping you clean. Girls no longer coming here was expected. We lost nothing more than a convenient maid, but there was one thing I was
差
curious
し入れ
about.
を持ってきたということは完全。
The fact that she brings food means she's not afraid of me. It's a lot of repeat.
くだらん。あんなくだらない噂を信じてあの娘を研究するぐらいなら、そこらのざ。
If I resorted to experimenting on her based on rumors, I'd be no better than other people. Sure, okay. Trying to avoid any other unnecessary thoughts, I stuffed the rest of the sandwich into my mouth and returned to my research. I brought sandwiches every day. I was a bit worried at first. Where's the note? It's the note time.
どうぞこちら
Here's a note, thanks. Guess he's eating them. We could easily refuse them, claiming he no longer wants me to get involved. I realized there was a letter. Blah, 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 blah. Bring 2 more tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. I got me just Precious memories of him eating sandwiches that I made him flashed through my mind. I assume it's for people who don't remember much about the previous story or something to that effect, but like, and sometimes I do get caught. I got caught a little bit, I think, in Mathis's at first and was like, wait, no, I've done this. I shouldn't see him. The man valued every single second he had. If the food I made helped, I felt like I was at least a little bit proud of myself. Also, someone who is so eccentric that he wants to work nonstop, barely sleeps, ruins his body, forgets to eat, question mark, but yet remembers to pierce his ears every time he's rebrought to life. I'd go back to normal person, to the terrifying man with beautiful eyes, and I hope for the day I could be called maid by him again. Oh, to be called a maid by a man. Capuchin, no. Capuchin does not need to be such a standing repeat character in this. This is new, isn't it? Capuchin is trash. Oh no, wait, this is when he thinks.
シアン・ブロフィワーズの元を離れてもなお彼女は研究所に
Thinks the
通い
maiden's
続けてい
bringing
る
him
のか
notes or something. Even after leaving Sheen Brophy's side, Leah's still going to the
Huh.
institute.
さらに奴宛てに毎日何かを届けているとのことです。
My ear. It seems every day she's bringing something to him. Yeah. And it was sandwiches, but they think it's information, blah blah blah.
彼女は完全な世話係だらしないシアン・ブロ
Couldn't let my guard down when it came to that cunning underhand. He'd never pick up a companion on such a lazy and ridiculous basis as helping him with his daily life. I was sure it was just a cover, and then he actually had her involved in incredibly important research. What she brought him daily could be documents. Whatever the case.
少しばかり彼女のことを調
I
べ
should
て
interview her. Interview? Did I see that right? Investigate her further. I wouldn't be tricked. One day I would possess everything, even his research and experiments. Is this when he comes to get her blood again? Later that night. Achoo! I sneezed in the middle of my evening conversation with Mother.
あらあら、風邪かしら。最近夜は少し冷えるものね。
Oh dear, do you have a cold? It's been a chilly night lately after all. No, I don't think I do. I don't feel particularly chilly. My nose just suddenly felt a tickle.
あら、それなら誰かがあなたのことを噂しているのかしら。
Perhaps someone is talking about you. Maybe. Mom and I were speaking in hushed voices so we wouldn't wake the children.
お姉ちゃん、マム。
Little girl D, she's alive again. Sis, Mom.
あら、
What's wrong, girl? The girl who helped me clean Sheen's room the other day came into the room. Did our conversation wake you? No.
あのね、怖い夢を見たせいで眠れなくなっちゃって、お水を飲みに来たの。
I had a bad dream and I can't go back to sleep, so I came to get some water. Oh dear, I decided to get some water for the girl who had a tired look on her face. This still feels familiar. Oh man, is this still repeating? I can't remember how much we had to skip before it was the new stuff. Be careful not to spill it on your clothes. Thanks, after gulping down the water.
ねえねえ、お姉ちゃんもこれからお部屋で寝るんだよ
You're
ね。
gonna go sleep in your room now. Of course, did you need something? After fidgeting for a moment to my question. Is it okay if I sleep in your bed? I was caught off guard with me, not with Mother. Yeah, no.
すっかりあなたを。
She's taken a liking to you. I'm happy about that. But you can't because you'll die. No one can spend too much time with me.
しかし、この術にも君はま
Yeah, I love you, but I can't. We're not doing this. We're not repeating all this content. As long as I don't know how Anku's long powers will last, I can't let myself be around the same place as any of the other children for too long. I avoided being in the same room with the children because of that. Mother didn't ask me to stay with the girl either. You know this already, but I can't sleep near anybody else.
やだ
I want to sleep next to Sis. Girl stomps around.
お姉ちゃんを困らせたらダメよ。
Don't make
この子のこと
trouble.
は私に任せて。
You can leave her
明
with me.
日
Go
も
to
あの
bed.
ろくでなしに。
Gonna see that wretched man tomorrow. Sorry, thanks. Yeah. Listen, imagine having a contagious disease, and if you're around someone for more than 6 hours, you got that disease, and for some reason, everybody in this house just thinks it's fine. I apologized, went to bed. Woke up and she was in there. She must have snuck in. What am I gonna do? I knew I had to caution her against.
お姉ちゃんまた
Let's clean Uncle's room again. Thanks. I don't even know how many years it's been since I felt the warmth of someone next to me. I gently touched the girl's cheek as she slept blissfully. No. Stop it. After bringing more sandwiches to Sheen around noon, Mathis, I'm glad we ran into each other now.
はい
This is
ブロー
all
の死は
flashback.
完全に割り切れたわけではありませんが、少しずつ受け入れていこうと思います。
I'm glad you're feeling better. I ran low on sandwich ingredients, so I came
はい
here,
僕なりに
left Sheen,
あなたのおい
treated him to some meals. Mathis is happy. In that case, would you like to shop together?
え
Are you sure? Let's make some food together. Then I feel like it's Lucas shows up, and then Lucas is like, oh, BTW. I walked peacefully through the Marche.
そういえばブローのことはとも王族が勝手に決め
Man, there is so much repeat in this. It's not really a full game if you're just repeating all this. We finished our shopping. I realized the sky became a different color. The busy streets were mostly empty.
すっかり遅くなっちゃいまし
Sorry for taking so much of your
た。
time.
はい料理が
Just some good food. Looking forward to it. Yeah, all of this is repeat. 30 minutes of just repeating it. Right in the middle of speaking, I could see a commotion towards Shadis. Is this the dead person? Is this when they run to a dead person? I'm just making this up as I go. I know we just did this.
何の騒ぎで
Mathis tilted his head in confusion. Blood, 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 blood. Bum, 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 bum. And Shadis. So, in the other thing, this happened too. And then they use it as an excuse to get their information. Poppy, long time no see.
じゃあやっぱり
You might not be here anymore. Poppy's
変
doing
死体は
things.
ブローの死
I'd come across what we were just discussing, and both Mathis and I stood frozen. And that's when a guard shows up.
なんだそれ
そこの
Nothing. We're just talking. Afterwards, we explained where we lived because given all our personal information away. Mathis walked me back to. Sorry, it's Rikorun, but that's not right. Home.
例の変死事件がまさかまた発生するなんて。
Never
クーネ
imagined
で
these
起
would
きなかった
happening.
下手を
Silver
したら
lining. Man, I wish there was an option to just. I can't remember. I feel like this literally happened in this story. Like, we went through this. Like, this is when he shows up. Yeah, see, write him a letter. Let him decide what to do. Did I do this already? Have I messed up? Have I made this choice? Wait, does this say I'm in the right thing? That's his preservation. Am I in the same story I was before? Am I just repeating this? Am I tired, yo? No, because it have different font, right? Wait, is this different font? Have I just really loaded this? I'm so lost. Am I so tired that I've already done this? No, because I do the other ending last. Did I go to load? I'm going to hit save. Aw, man. Guys, am I so tired that I just redid this again? Okay, okay, hang on. We're saved. We're gonna go back to the title. Did I already do this? I swore it said I hadn't done Encore yet. In my save stuff. Let me go to YouTube. I'm gonna be that girl. And check my own. I usually save the alternate ending story for last, but I did I do Encore that fast? I couldn't have. Could I? Virche de la Coda de Sparrow. Virche de la Coda Scien chapter 1 and 2. So that, yeah. Yeah. The prior one to that. Oh. I did Encore first, guys. I did Encore first. How did I do Encore first? I save Encore for last. Wait, am I awake? Anyways, realizing I'm an idiot. Have I done this all? Have I? How am I missing a picture then? Wait, how am I missing a picture? I shouldn't be missing one then. This is the only reason I thought I wasn't done. Welcome to me, the person who's so tired she didn't realize she'd already done all this until she realized she had done all this. How am I missing a picture though? Wait. Anyways. Listen, this is how you know I should be in bed more. I also... Okay, I did that. I've already done that. How am I missing a picture though? What have I messed up? Because before I started, I was like, okay, I'm missing one photo from Scien's endings. So... You know what, just in case. I'm gonna change this to Encore Scien Brophy and then be like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Oh my god. Just in case. Let him decide what to do. Pretty sure the other gosh, oh my gosh. This is how we'll know I've
可
done
能なら
it.
病院で
Yeah.
簡単な検査と採血をさせてほしいのだが、どうだろうか。
Accept, I understand.
協力。
Well, let me do that even if I'm not in new dialogue. Maybe I just need to get the bad ending. I don't know. What have I messed up? How did I get that far without realizing? I'm like, man, this feels real familiar. Oh man, it's okay. I've only been streaming for 30 minutes. It's how you know. Obey. With no will to fight back, I nodded silently. Oh, silly me. I wonder if this has the option where you can just go to the last chapter, kind of like a 9 RIP, and just pick the bad. Just pick the opposite of what you just did. My mind hadn't changed from before. Yeah. I might as well die. Dahat, listen. Even if I were to escape, I couldn't suppress my telepathy abilities. Even if I escaped, I would just kill new victims. That was the one thing I couldn't let happen. If this was an order given to me by the Society of the Royal Family, I'm sure I would be terrified at my fate, crying and screaming, but the moment Scien proclaimed he would kill death and bring salvation to everyone, I was sure of it.
いいだろう。
Plus, he killed a man in my living room, and little girl D is already dead, apparently, in this universe, so it's fine. Everything's fine. Story of the demon. Yay. Make sure I have the right bad ending. Oh, goodness. Let's make sure. Nope, can't skip. Okay, it's all new. Starts with just ... Mother was the former queen of Dahat, and Dahat's biological mother, and Dahat was Mother's real son. I couldn't keep up with what was happening. It's like a fan fiction. Sheen, did you know about this?
知っているも何も。他の王族の手にかかり、リコリスの花畑に捨てられたこの女を。
Knew about this. This woman was betrayed by the other members of the royal family and left for dead in the Lycoris field.
姿の異なるリライバーにし、逃がしてやったのは俺だからな。とはいえ。
I was the one who created her disguise as a reliver so that she could evade capture. That said, Sheen glared sharply at the young man who stood next to Mother.
お前がそいつの息子とは、さすがに予想外だった。
I never expected you to be her son.
シアンさんを騙し切ることができるなんて、僕も捨てたものじゃありませんね。
Guess you can't underestimate me since I was able to fool you, Sheen.
まあ僕もてっきり母の遺体は獣にでも食われたんだと思っていたんですけど。
To be honest, I thought Mother's body had been eaten by wild beasts after what happened.
まさかこんな形で再会できるなんて、夢にも思ってませんでしたよ。
Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine we would be reunited like this. Now that he mentioned it, the two of them seemed so alike. If she looks different as a reliver, how did you know Mother was your own mother?
実は最初に面会した時、王族が牢屋に乱入してきましてね。
Well, when we first met, a member of the royal family had actually barged into the cell. I remember. He's yelling at her. Yeah.
よくも私の息子たちをおぞましいお前ら。
Yeah, that's when they had killed all her little orphan children.
で、本気で怒ってるのを見て、この表現っぷりと王族への恨みは間違いなく母様だな。
I saw her anger. I thought that sudden change in attitude and her hatred towards the royal family was definitely my mother.
リアムを前にみっともない姿を見せてしまったわね。
Sorry for making such a disgraceful display in front of you, Liam. My bad.
でもそのおかげで私は顔を忘れてしまったこの子と再会することができた。
But because of that, I was able to reunite with my child whose face I had even
そ
forgotten.
れについてだけはあなたに礼を言ってあげる。
For that alone, I give you my thanks to you, Sheen. Even as she spoke, there was no hint of fondness towards him in her words. Wait, Mom, Dahat! I called out to them on reflex. I'll help Sheen on my own. I'm helping Sheen of my own free will. Oh goodness. If I'm cursed, if my cursed life can bring salvation to the future, you all will live in. I don't care what happens to me, please. Leah.
確かに、大のために書を切り捨てるのは、人間の最善にして最効率の生存戦略。
I have to agree. Sacrificing one part of the whole of the greater good brings about the best for humanity in the most efficient way.
僕も状況次第では、シアンさんの味方になっていたかもしれません。
Depending on the circumstances, even I might have taken Sheen's side.
ですが、その是非以前に、
But before even considering what's right or wrong,
僕は今のシアンさんを生かしておくことが怖くて仕方ないんですよ。
I just can't help but be scared of leaving Sheen alive the way he is now. Huh? Sheen listened to Dahat with a face that masked his emotions.
80年以上生きて、初めて心を傾けた存在であろうあなたさえも、犠牲にしようとしている今のシアンさんは、
Sheen's trying to sacrifice you, the first person who truly had feelings for him in the 80 years of his life.
神様ですらない。ただの悪魔です。
He's not a god, just a demon.
大切な者の命さえも完全に奪ってしまったら、もう彼を止められる者はいない。
Once he's taken the life of someone dear to him, there will be no one that can stop him.
呪いを解いた先の未来で、人間の手には余る技術をためらいなく生み出し続けるでしょう。
After he's undone the curse, I'm sure he won't hesitate to create more technologies beyond the limits of humankind.
それが国の外に流れでもしたら、もう誰にも止められない。
If that'll be the direction this country is headed, there will be no one who can stop him.
僕の焦がれた普通の人間が人間ではない何かになる可能性だって。
There's even the possibility that we might turn into something inhuman against our will. Oh, imagine not realizing what I've done. I couldn't say for certain it was impossible. Sheen did sacrifice so many people to create the Reliver technology, and even now, he was trying to execute his plan to bury live clones of me, which anyone would find terrifying. But don't worry, they're not going to have a conscience, so it's going to be okay. As I looked at him with hesitation.
なんだ。よくわかっているじゃないか。
I guess you do get it. Sheen supported what the Hot had to
だ
say.
がそれがどうした？言ったはずだぞ。俺は神を気取るだけの罪人だと。
But what of it? I told you I'm just a criminal who acts like a god.
人間をあらゆる可能性に導くためなら、どれだけ犠牲が出ようが関係ない。
If I'm to guide humanity to whatever is made possible for them, it doesn't matter how many sacrifices have to be made. All of us fell silent, staring at his twisted smile. Sheen. It's the same expression as when he discovered the truth about my body. I fearfully called out to him as he made that face that was so unnatural for him.
心配するな。俺の実験体。お前を犠牲にする以上、必ずこの戦いに勝利する。
Don't worry, my research specimen. So long as you're made into my sacrifice, I will most certainly win this fight. He then quietly began the experiment. The temperature of my blood rose, and I instinctively felt like I was transforming into something other than myself. It was hot, it burned. My genes were screaming that my body was no longer able to support myself. My scream of both grief and pain echoed through the entire laboratory. At that moment, I felt as if this dazzling light that came from him turned into something dark, and it seemed I wasn't the only one who felt that way.
僕はイブさんたちをシアンさんの元へと導きます。母様は
I'll guide Eves and his team to Sheen Mother.
分かっているわ。この衛兵の指揮へ向かいます。
Yes, I know. I'll go now to dispatch the royal guard. Mother disappeared from view, and the several screens came to life around the Hot, just like with Sheen. Then, as if the... Gosh, my brain is not reading words right now. Then, as if that served as a signal...
面白い。やれるものならやってみろ。
Do it if you think you can.
抵抗したところで、犠牲と煮えが無駄に増えるだけだがな。
But there will only be more sacrifices if you fight back. The laboratory was suddenly overcome by bright lights, crystallizing the knowledge that had control of everything in existence. That day, the Institute, normally a place where a life was born, became the center of tragedy where so much blood was shed.
なんだこいつらは。
What are they?
切っても切っても前に進んでくる。これじゃ意志のないただの化け物。
You keep cutting them down, but they just keep coming. They're like monsters with no will of their own.
逃げろ。
What are these things? Bum bum bum.
待ちなさい。あなたたちがここで逃げたらシアンを止める人間が。
If you all run, no one will be able to stop Sheen.
クリスティーヌ女王、あの化け物どもが通路を突破し、こちらにも向かってきております。
Queen Quistrine, those monsters have broken into the halls and are headed this way.
各部隊の統率はないも同然。ここは逃げるべきでは。
There's no way to lead a squad anymore. I advise that we all flee.
そんなことできるわけありません。ここで私たちが逃げたらこの国は本当に終わってしまいます。
I cannot do that. If I run now, this country truly will be finished.
それに何よりもあの子の命を諦めるわけには。
On top of that, I cannot give up on Leah. No, not Leah. Someone shoot Salome just now. Reliver clones crash through the broken doors and into the hallway, pressing forward as though they were walking corpses.
殺せ殺せ。
Kill them! Kill them! They didn't feel any fear of death. They followed the orders that came from the false memories embedded in their minds, not paying any heed to their bleeding bodies. And among them, there stood Capuchin, who had died as a result of the torture he endured, reborn as a genetic clone with no will of his own. As Salome inched back more members of the Royal Guard continued to be killed one after another.
シアン、あの男、こんな狂った言葉で。
That man is insane. You know, this is fine. Well, wait. Get away from her. Salome loosed an arrow into Capuchin as he closed in on her, but he didn't even flinch as it struck him. All she managed to do was buy a few more seconds. She suddenly realized that all the members of the Royal Guard around her lay defeated. The Institute's security guards, who had clearly lost their minds, surrounded Salome.
私は
No, I...
大切な家族を一人も守れぬままここで死ぬというの。
Am I just gonna die here, unable to protect a single member of my family? She thought to herself.
60年前、あの男の才能を認め協力したのが全ての間違いだった。
60 years ago, when I acknowledged that man's abilities and aided him, that was the mistake that started it all. Shin Borofi was a man who could no longer be controlled by humankind. As Salome lamented, the genetic clones led by Capuchin lunged after her. Escape was impossible. With the approaching bloodlust surrounding her, she submitted to her fate and cried out.
リアム、私の娘、どうかあなたたちだけでも。
Oh no, he's so quiet. I need to turn him up. It's because he's so loud usually, you see. It's the wrong game, but the fan's still here. Liam, as long as the two of you can be saved. Oh, Liam, Leah, sorry, they both start with L's. Damn. It's pretty messed up. They didn't show her die in the last route.
これでまず一人。くだらん研究も意外と役に立つものだな。
But take care of one of them. I suppose that ridiculous research was useful after all. The blood that sprayed from Mother's neck clung to the screen. No, no, Mother! I screamed as I smashed my fist against the capsule. Why did you kill Mother? You said you wanted to save this country, didn't you?
先に剣を抜いたのは向こうだ。俺は相応の対処をしたに過ぎない。
She's the one who drew her sword first. I only did what was necessary in response. I lost yet another member of my family, Adolphe, little girl D, and now Mother. was my fault. For my sake, they died in a way they never wished to. Mother cared about the hot too. How many people so dear to me did I need to kill in order to be satisfied as death? As tears began to fall from my eyes.
やってくれたな、シアンブロフィワーズ。
Now you've done it, Shinborofi. His Majesty, Liam Revapor, appeared on the screen, his eyes wide open as he glared at Shin.
なんだ？自分が苦労して作り上げた成果で母を殺されたのがそんなにも気に食わないのか？
You didn't like your mother
Dahato.
being killed by the fruits of your own labor, Dahat? Messed up.
いや、支援者と呼んだ方がいいか？
Perhaps I should call you the supporter instead. Supporter?
王族やオーティ、その他諸々を利用し、違法な研究を行っていたすべての黒幕だ。
He's behind it all, using the royal family, Orti, and so many others to perform his illegal experiments.
メモリーが弱体化した個体を作り出し、変死体を発生させたのもこいつ。
It was he who caused the strange deaths by recreating relivers with reduced memory.
すべては死んだと思い込んでいたクリスティーヌをかつての姿と感情で蘇らせるため。
All done in order to revive Christine, whom he thought had been dead all this time, into her original appearance and
お
emotions.
前のことも横からかっさらい自分の実験体にするつもりだったのだろうな。
I'm sure he's intended on taking you and using you in his own experiments. Shin gave Dahat a twisted smile as if inviting him to challenge his assumption. After taking in a deep breath to calm himself,
ご名答。オーティの身柄を捕らえられては、さすがに暴かれても仕方ないか。
You got it all. I suppose I can't help being exposed if you've learned Orti's new identity.
しかし、本当にあなたの才能はおぞましい。
Your abilities really do scare me, you know.
僕の集めた協力者たちが数年、数十年とかけて開発した研究の数々を。
Each and every facet of the research I've developed over 7 dozen years with contributions from so many people.
彼女を捕らえてからの数日で再現、いや、それ以上の改良を施し、利用してしまうんだから。
Within a matter of days of capturing her, you were able to recreate it all in a few days. No, you improved on it at
理論
all.
上ではとっくに確立していたからな。それでわざわざ何の用だ？降伏するために通信をつなげたのか？
The theory was already established long ago after all, so why contact me now? Did you open communications to surrender? Dahat's serious expression showed that that wasn't the
僕は
case.
まだ諦めませんよ。
I won't give up.
母様に関しては、遺伝子さえ残っていれば、今までの研究と合わせて、あの時の姿で蘇らせることができるのだから。
As long as my mother's DNA exists, I can use the research I've conducted up until now to revive her with her original appearance.
今からでもハッキングして実験を中断させるか、研究所の権限を奪えば。
Provided that I hack into the system to either stop your experiment or revoke your access to the Institute.
ほう、なるほど。
Is that
だが、
so? But
残念だが、お前では俺の宿敵にはなり得ない。
unfortunately, you're not worthy of being considered my sworn enemy? Huh? In the next moment, alarm sounded not from where we were, but through the screen.
なんだ、僕が操っていたプログラムが全部書き換えられて。
But all the programs I'm operating are being overwritten.
まさか
It can't be.
扉が開かない。セキュリティプログラムが書き換えられたのか。
The doors won't open. Have the security programs been overwritten? After banging his fist on the door, Dahat peered into a screen floating nearby.
シアンプロフィワーズ、
Don't tell me.
実験、防衛、指揮と並行し、城のセキュリティへのクラッキングまで行っていたと。
On top of the experiment maintaining defenses and commanding your guards, you hacked into the castle security too.
珍しく今日が乗ったのでな。親切に自分の居場所を知らせたのは失敗だったな、ダハト。
I hadn't had a challenge like that in a while. Kindly showing me where you were was your downfall, Dahat. Dahat rushed to try and fight back, yet Sheen smiled and
心
faltered.
配するな。何も殺しはしない。
Don't worry, I won't kill you.
お前には今後のアルペシェールで俺が存分に研究できる環境を作るという重大な使命がある。
You have the very important duty of building up the environment I need to do all the research I want in the new Arpachel. He made his offer devoid of any pity.
この私を傀儡にするつもりか。シアン・プロフィワーズ。
You intend to make me into your puppet, Shinbrofi?
違うな。お前に忠誠を誓ってやっているんだよ。
そうなのね。
リアム・レーブ・ポワール。
No, I'm going to make you swear your allegiance to me, Liam Revapoor.
俺はあくまで研究者。王になるつもりなど毛頭ない。ただ、研究していたいだけだ。
Poor Dahat. I'm just a researcher. I have no intention in the least of becoming a king. All I want to do is conduct research. As Dahat gritted his teeth, Sheen heartlessly cut the transmission.
さて残るは。
Now all that's left is Sheen. Sheen and I looked at each other again, and I struggled to call him out. Please, no more. Don't kill anyone else. I continued enduring my pain. I promise I won't run away. Even if I'm taken away by someone, I'll come back here. I'll cooperate with your experiment. Please, in response to my
もう
plea.
遅い。ダハとの抵抗が最後の客を招き入れた。
It's too late for that. Dahat's resistance has brought our final guest here. Huh? Sheen was looking down at the red error message, almost impressed. This room was normally heavily locked,
エラー
however.
エラー外部からの不正な処理によりセキュリティシステムが解除されました。
Error! Error! An unauthorized external process has disarmed the security
内部
system.
にいる人間はマニュアルに従い対処してください。繰り返します。エラーエラー
All faculty staff must follow the system manual. Repeat. Error. Error. The king's final struggle released the study's sturdy locks. In other words, any fighting forces remaining in the institute would be able to come into the room. Sheen's hand stopped and he calmly looked back.
シアン・ブロフィワーズ。考えを改めるつもりがないのなら、今から覚悟しておくといい。
If you don't plan on changing your mindset, you might as well prepare yourself now.
我らが永遠の友情を誓う友の予言が確かならば、君がいつかリコリスの化身を害したとき、
If what our friend said is true, if you ever harm the incarnation of the Lycoris despite the eternal friendship we vow,
我らの血族から
そうなの。
君の信念を真っ向から否定する者が現れるだろう。
someone will appear from our bloodline to deny your beliefs outright. Is that the Wanderer? Ooh, the
やは
Wanderer.
り最後に立ちはだかるのはお前か。イブ・ノワージュ。
I guess I was right in assuming you would be the last one to stand in my way, Eves Noraji.
そのやはりの理由に全く心当たりはありませんけど、
I have no idea why you would assume that, though.
一度はお酒を酌み交わした相手が間違った道を進もうとしているのなら、
そうなのね。
Even though we've shared drinks together in the past, if you're going to continue down the wrong path,
全力で止めたいと思ってますよ。
I will do everything I can to stop you. Eves! Not like this! He was covered in blood of so many others he had met along the way here, but he refused to fall, finally making it to the man who called himself a god. Eves, please go! If you get in the way of Shin's experiment, he'll kill you too. Don't worry about me. I'm helping Shin on my own of my own free
だろ
will.
うね。でもこれはもう君だけの問題じゃないんだ。
I thought as much, but this isn't just your problem
これ以上
anymore.
の犠牲を出さないためにも何らかの決着はつけなくちゃいけない。
Things have to be settled so that he can't take any more victims. No, Eves, don't do this. You don't deserve it. As I stood there in shock, she nodded in agreement.
国威の男がいないな。お前をここに届けるためにおとりを買って出たか？
The man in black isn't it here. I suppose he made himself a decoy to get you here.
ええ。根拠もないのに君なら彼女を救えるなんてすごい持ち上げられちゃいましたよ。
Even though he didn't have anything to prove it, he really pushed me forward, believing I might be able to save her.
信頼された以上それに応じるしかありませんよね。
Because he put his trust in me, I have to respond in kind, right? Right, right,
俺
Shin?
の救済を否定することが何を意味するのか分かった上でここに来たのか？
Did you come here understanding what it means for you to deny my efforts to save this country? Maybe this country doesn't deserve being saved. Without letting his guard down, Sheen said his question, glaring at Eves, and he smiled, yeah. And Eves replied
あな
quietly
た
in
の計
return.
画を肯定すればこの国は呪いから解放され外の国の人と同じ
If
普通の人間になることができる。
If I let your plan go through, the curse will be lifted and we'll become a regular people like those from other lands.
逆に否定すればまた限られた命と感情の中で生きていかなきゃいけない。
If I stop it, we'll have to continue living through our limited lifespans and emotions.
ならばなぜ抗う？
Then why fight it? Hmm?
そうですね。
Well, Eves thought deeply for a moment.
理由は3つあります。
I have 3 reasons. All right, 1. He held up one finger.
まず1つは単純に彼女を失いたくないから。
First,
彼女は
is the
俺にと
simple
っても
reason that I don't want to
大
lose
切な友
Leah.
人なんです。
She's a dear friend of mine. He put up a second finger.
2つ、妹を守りたいというアドルフの意思をなかったことにしたくないから。
I don't want to just dismiss Adolph's dying wish to protect his sister. Oh, Adolph! I'm sure that's exactly what Asia would be saying if she was in chat right now. I could feel myself about to cry when I heard Adolph's name. Tears began to blur my vision.
では3つ目は？
And the third, I just don't like you! Sheen asked. Eves boldly stated his third reason.
彼女を失えばあなたが後悔するからだ。
You'd hate it if you lost Leah. I was speechless at this unexpected reply. Hang on, I'm preparing for my next step of this adventure because honestly, I think I have too many options and this game is confusing me. Alright. I was speechless at his unexpected reply, but why? Sheen was going to kill me in order to save this country.
ダハトから研究所で過ごしている間の2人の様子を聞きました。
I've heard from Dahat how you two have been living
2
in
人
this
で過ごす
institute.
当たり前の日常を互いに大切にするその姿は
The ordinary life that you two cherished
間違
so
って
much.
も殺し殺される関係には見えなかったと。
Couldn't possibly be something created between a murderer and his victim. That was what allowed him to make his claim so
あなた
boldly.
自身が自分から彼女を奪うことになる。この救済は間違っている。
The fact that you'll be taking away Leah from yourself makes your efforts to save everyone a mistake.
シアン・ブロフィワーズという人が神であり続けるには
For Sheen to remain a
彼女
god,
の存在と彼女の愛が必
he
要なん
needs
だ。
her to exist. He needs her love. Don't worry, in the other ending, she exists. He just brought her back. At those words, Aww. He's smiling. Sheen replied with booming laughter. He then took a breath after he stopped.
やはりお前が俺の宿敵でよかった。
I really am glad that you are my sworn enemy. He's got like molars up in this. After he spoke, he looked at me in the capsule, his eyes brimming with tears from his laughter. Sheen. His gaze, which didn't seem to truly see me after he became a demon.
認めよう。俺はお前という存在を失うことを多少惜しいと思っている。
Sure, I'll admit it. It'll be disappointing to have to lose you.
リコリスの化身がお前ではなく他の誰かだったらと考えたことは一度や二度じゃない。
It wasn't just once or twice that I wished the embodiment of Lycoris was someone other than you. It finally met my own after so long.
そう。だからこそ譲れん。
That's why I can't let her go.
初めて生まれた特別をあえて犠牲にすることで。
By purposely sacrificing the first thing I consider special in my entire
俺は
life.
人間としての弱みを完全に排除し、今までとは異なる新たな領域へと至ることができる。
I'll have completely removed my last weakness as a human, reaching a new level different from anything before. Sheen declared without hesitation that he would use me because I was precious to him.
お前を殺すのは俺だ。他の人間には絶対に渡さん。
I'm gonna be the one who kills you. I won't give it to anyone else. I was happy that he considered me so precious. Like, aww. It's like the car scene from Futurama. Bender, why are you trying to kill everybody but me? You're supposed to want to kill the person you care about the most. I wouldn't mind if Sheen was the one who killed me. No, but my wish for others not to be caught in my destruction, please, wouldn't reach him. In order to reach the salvation he sought, he had continued forward all this time, sacrificing so many lives.
俺は必ずお前を殺しに戻ってくる。
Just stand there and watch me. I promise to be the one who kills you. I swear. Sheen walked off and stood in front of
これが
Eve.
そこらのおとぎ話なら、俺はお前という正義に敗れる悪役になるわけだが。
If this were an ordinary fairy tale, I'd be the evil villain defeated by the just hero.
この戦いにも正義も悪もありませんよ。
There's no justice or evil in this fight.
では何がある？
Then what is there? You stood in place and thought.
ただの意地じゃないですかね。
Pride, really.
やはりお前は面白い男だ。だからこそ。
You really are an interesting man, which makes it
殺しがいがある。
makes it all the more worthwhile to kill you. They both readied their weapons, and in order to protect their pride, the two men who had killed each other in another timeline clashed once again. How did you know they killed each other in another timeline? How did you know that? How did you know? Anku ran through the hallways that reeked of iron. He had no more ammunition as he fought with numerous genetic clones on his way here. Even so, please make it in time. Anku, I thought your gun had infinite ammo the way you treated it. Telling himself that he had to be Telling himself there had to be something he could do, he continued forward. Did he run into Mama? What filled his mind were wishes for the safety of a girl he promised to protect and the friend to whom he entrusted her life. He believed that Eve's would be the one who could save Leah from Shimborofi. In the history he witnessed previously, Eve's and the demons could cut each other down and Eve's would die in front of him. He didn't want either Leah or Eve's to die.
私は今度こそ二人が生きる未来を。
I'll give those two a future they can both live in. He's trying so hard, Anku. Making his vow to himself, he opened the door to see fire? Eve's with his throat slit wide open by a dagger. As he stood there in shock, Eve's body was kicked across the floor like garbage, stopping at Anku's feet. Eve's sunset-colored eyes were clouded in black and reflected a hazy image of Anku who was frozen in shock. No. He slowly looked up.
俺の勝ちだクルーン
At least he's passionate. I win, Koru.
唯一にして最大の障害であるお前を殺した以上
Now that I've killed you, my biggest obstacle.
俺の救済を止められる者は誰もいない
There's no one else who can stop me. At the center of burning flames was Shin Brophy, covered in blood as he laughed like a madman. In a capsule behind him was Leah collapsed inside.
おい
Leah. Rushing to Leah, he dragged her out of the broken capsule. However, her eyes would wide open. Blood trickled from her mouth. There was traces of her scratching away at her throat. It was easy for Anku to see that the girl he loved had died after enduring excruciating pain. How could this happen? Anku lamented, holding Leah in disbelief of the events that had
これで
unfolded.
心置きなく研究に集中できる
Now I can focus on my research in
アル
peace.
ペシエルが本当の意味で新たな生命としての可能性を見出す時だ
It's time for the people of Arpachel to truly evolve into a new form. This demon, this king of demons, announced his own birth. Far from changing history for the better, everything fell apart as a result of his actions. Faced with the reality that he created the worst being that could possibly exist.
ことになるなら
If this had to happen,
最初の絶望に彼女を委ねるべきだったのか
should I have just let her go after our first moment of despair? Anku regretted the journey he had undertaken until now. The Demon King looked his way in response. Ooh hoo hoo hoo.
俺の救済のためのリコリスに触らないでもらおうか
I must ask that you refrain from touching the Lycoris meant for my act of salvation. Anku had no more will to fight. As his head came off, his arms released the body of the girl he wished to protect above all else. He's been cut into tiny pieces and still regenerated. Don't you tell me that's that easy. The plan for salvation would be a success. Arpachel would soon be released from its curse, making it into a normal country. However, that would only be after it brought chaos to the world through Evermore. Error salvation. Oh, look! It's the name of the first game! Okay. It's a lot. Wait, what have I messed up? I have concerns. I have so many concerns. Why are these so long? Oh gosh. Oh, I'm missing something. Oh no. There's no images, so who cares? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's no images, so who cares? Oh my god. There's no images, so who cares? Ah, so much. There's no image, so who cares? Or do I not know if there's an image until I get there? It doesn't say. Oh no, it's even worse. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, alright, I was making a list because this is a nightmare. This is kind of a nightmare. Okay, here we are. We're gonna do... Okay, we did Encore and we're done with Scien. Scien's done. I hope. Side story. I'm making notes. I'm making notes so I don't get lost. Because I will be lost in so little time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 per page. I'm not going to write down all the names of this because this will drive me crazy. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I have a checklist for the first page. There's 8 pages. Ah, this is too much work already. I'm already tired. Okay. All right. All right. Interlude. Alright, we're gonna do this one at a time as far as I can get. I can only play for about an hour and a half more, so I'm hoping I can get through this first page. We're gonna find out. Some of these are locked and you have to play through other things, but I just don't have enough time, I think, to start. It would be Eve's next. Morning! I was dumbfounded by the sight before my eyes. Last night, in order to capture the serial killer Barreau, we began living with the corpse's leader, Adolphe, to prepare for the operation. I was participating by being in charge of the daily chores. Our base of operation was Adolphe's house on the outskirts of town. In other words, I ended up living with Adolphe. A day after everyone sipped on their drinks over a good meal,
目の前がグラグラする。立ちたいのに立てない。
So dizzy, I can't get myself to stand. Just be clear, this is the most lazy I could be for a checklist. This is how it's gonna look. Alright, it's gonna have the page I'm on. Ignore my bad nails. The page I'm on, the line and the thing it is, and the bottom has the numbers. First I was gonna do the numbers with it, but I've realized I'm too lazy for that work. That's far too advanced for me. Damn, my head hurts. Guess I had more than I could handle. Well, I'm so sorry for you. Adolphe and Yves were swaying to and fro. And Mathis, poor Mathis. Oh no, Scien Brophy. I don't care about him, he just hurt me. Scien, as for Scien, he was lying down on the sofa without a hint of movement. Well, he's already an alcoholic, so it's fine. Don't tell me.
二日酔いでしょうね。
It's a hangover, all right.
お酒って 翌日もこんなに残るんですね。
I never thought liquor could sit in you overnight. I did have plenty of water ready, but it seemed they couldn't avoid the hangover after collapsing where they stood.
誰が二日酔いだ。俺は単に眠いだけ。
Who are you saying is having a hangover? I'm simply sleeping, that's all. Burn.
あなたほど見事に二日酔いを体現されている方は他にいないと思いますが。
It's rare to find someone who can express what it means to have a hangover.
僕、お水を汲んできます。
I'll get you some water. I'll get one of the rooms ready. We'll have whoever hit harder sleep there instead. They're already waking up. What do you mean? They're not all sleeping. Sometimes you just gotta suffer, man. Mathis and I ran about in preparation for the three. Lucas was pitching in by moving the open bottles from last night. He could be carrying these dead bodies around. He's so weak. By the way, are you all right, Lucas?
大丈夫ですよ。ほどほどの量にとどめておきましたから。
I'm quite fine. I made sure not to drink too much.
ほどほど。あの量でですか。
That wasn't too much. Mathis frowned a bit as he recalled how Lucas opened over 10 bottles just by himself. I guess everyone is affected differently by liquor. Seeing them made me concerned about how I would react to alcohol in the future.
3人がこの状態では作戦を話し合うどころではありません。
Is Mathis old enough to drink? I mean, he's only a few months old. I've made this line far too small, but it's too late to change it. I doubt we can talk about the operations with the three of them in that
もとよ
state.
り今日は休息を取る予定になっていましたから、
Mathis,
夜になるまではのんびり過ごしましょう。
but Lucas, I meant talk a bit. Then again, we were planning on taking a day off today to prepare. We can all spend some idle time today until the night.
そうですね。
I guess.
あなたは夜まで何をして過ごす予定ですか？
Nia, do you have any plans for today? I think I'll keep watch over these three. I can prepare for dinner once the sun goes down.
それなら僕もお手伝いします。昨日はすごく美味しい料理を作ってもらいましたから、そのお礼に。
Okay, that should be good. Oh, dude, do I have smudge on this page already? So I found out something that's been driving me a little crazy. My stickers that I use for my notebook in here. Oh no, what did I drop? A ghost. These ones, they don't. They smudge like a mofo. Like there's literally pen ink now in my thing because they smudge so bad when you write on top of them. And I don't recall it doing that before. I even left the book open overnight last night just to see if it like needs like 10-15 minutes to dry, and then ran my finger over it this morning, which I went to bed late, but it was at least 4 hours, you know? And it still smudged. I'm like 4 hours and it's still smudging. That's not good. So I don't know what I need to do. Get new sticker dots? I don't know. If that's the case, let me help you. It's my way of saying thanks for the great meal yesterday.
では私も。君一人で男性3人の面倒を見るのは大変でしょうしね。
I'll help too. It'll be quite a burden to take care of 3 grown men by yourself. It seemed my plan for today was set. Thank you so much. This helps a lot. I'm gonna save over the Shin Brophy's choices. There's only 100 of these. I don't have that much time. I don't have that much space. Let me phrase that right. I'll check on the 3 of them in a bit, but what should I do first? Harvest garden vegetables? That's always fun. I did something wrong there. I stepped out into the garden since Adolphe gave me the okay to use whatever vegetables he was growing to make nutritional meals.
や
Suddenly,
あ、我が姫君。
my dear princess, I heard a familiar voice. I turned around in response, and Anku, what brings you here today?
姫君の様子が気
In the
になってね。
daylight?
少し様子を見に来たのだよ。
Oh, God, I love hearing your voice. You make me so happy. I wanted to see how you were doing, dear princess. I see.
何か気になることでも？
Is there a problem? Well, I only seen you at night before, so it feels rather strange seeing you out here in broad daylight.
確かに夜は私の力が増す時間帯だが、
It's true that the veil of night increases my
姫
power,
君と会うためならば、相反する光の下だろうと出てみせるとも。
but I have no issue with seeing my dear princess under the burning light. Oh, I love him so much. I still didn't know what was on Anku's mind as he chuckled behind his sleeve.
しかし、昨晩は随分と賑やかだったようだね。
I must say last night was quite a feast of sorts.
君まで酒を飲まされないか、少しばかり心配していた。
I don't know if there's... Once we get done with this one, I'm gonna double check and see if page 8 is also 6. What'll be funny is if all the pages weren't 6, and I'll be really sad because I've just made a list of 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Which is why I was slightly worried that perhaps they forced you to drink. Huh? You were watching me from last night?
まさか。
Of course
だ
not.
があれだけ大騒ぎをしていれば、リコリスを通じて冥界まで伝わってくるとい
He's like,
う
no,
も
of
の
course
さ。
I wouldn't stalk you. That's crazy. But the noise coming from the home was loud enough to transmit through the Lycorises down into Hades. I'm not surprised. It was definitely noisy last night. I doubt that a divine being like him knew what it was like to have a hangover. After all, Anku was looking with annoyance at the three men groaning inside the house. Anku, do you ever drink liquor while you're on the surface?
気分が乗ればね。昔知り合った人間に酒の作り方を教えてもらったことがある。
Had a cough right then. When I feel like it, a human I befriended a long time ago taught me how to make liqueur. Anku drinking. How could I word this? Just imagining this is very mystical. I can picture you leisurely drinking in the field surrounded by Lycoris.
今頃あの未熟者は彼女の手料理を食べつつ友人たちと楽しく酒を飲んでいるんだろうな。
I assume that idiot is enjoying her meals and drinking happily with his friends.
あんなことがなければ俺だって
If that didn't happen, then I would be there too.
別に一人で飲んでても寂しくないし。
It's not like I'm lonely drinking by myself. Poor Anku, poor baby.
まあ、月とリコリスを眺めながら飲む酒もなかなかうまいものだよ。
It is quite nice to drink good wine while watching the moon and the Lycorises. Despite his words, he seemed slightly perplexed. He's so pretty. Oh my god, I've missed his face. Look at him. Also, look at her outfit. Look at him. Once this incident is resolved, let me make something for you with wine as thanks for your guidance.
何？
What? I mean, the investigation wouldn't have come this far without you, Anku. Furthermore, I also met so many wonderful friends like Eves because of you. All thanks to you stopping me from committing suicide.
姫君。
Princess. Ugh. Should I just have a collection of him saying princess? Oh, gosh. I can't wait to get to Anku's route so much. I also need an option to delete saves. I don't know if there is an option. Maybe there is, and I'm just not sure of it. Because like after I do the upload for sounds, I need it to go away. Anyways, let's enjoy that one more time. Was I being a bit rude saying this without giving you a formal answer on your contract?
いや、そんなことはないとも。私の気が向いたその時は、
Not at all. Perhaps in return, when the time calls for it.
君を二人きりの宴に誘わせてもらおうか。
Perhaps I'll invite you to a private party, just the two of us. When that day comes, I'd like to try some of these drinks with you.
姫君が酔いに当てられた顔は何よりも愛らしいのだろうね。
Aw, goodness. I'm certain that an intoxicated blush across your cheeks would suit you beautifully. Oh, it's so cute! After teasing me a bit, Anku cautioned me to take care, then bid me farewell. As the sun set and dinner was served, the three finally recovered from their hangover. Today marked our second day of living together with another fun dinner party, or so I hope.
ブローをおびき寄せることに成功したとして。
Assuming we're successful in luring out Barreau, he said, looking directly at
逃げ出し
Lucas.
た彼が飛び込むのはここの路地だと思うんです。
I believe he'll make his way into this alley.
非常に狭い場所ですね。相手が十分に武器を振るえないのは幸運ですが。
It would be very tight. I'm sure Barreau will have a hard time swinging his weapon.
ああ、その分見失ったら終わりだな。
If we use this place as an escape route, we might lose him for good.
しびれ薬を用意しておく。敷地内に侵入した時点で撃ち込めばいいだろう。
I'll prepare some tranquilizers, just shoot them at him once he becomes into range.
ならその役目は僕が。ナイフの投擲なら自信があるので。
I can take care of that. I'm pretty good at throwing knives. Everyone was taking sips of their drinks as they talked about their plans to capture Barreau.
戦うのは前と同じく俺とアドルフでいいね。
You can leave the fighting to me and Adal.
シアンさんとリュカ先生は何かあった時に彼女たちを守る役目に徹してもらっていいですか。
Sheen and Lucas, can I ask you to protect her should anything happen?
お任せを。可愛い教え子には傷一つ負わせません。
Why, of course, I have no intention of allowing any harm to one of my dear students.
まあそれが一番楽な役目だな。
Truth is, this is the easiest role.
発案者なんだから、そういうことは思っても口に出すな。
Don't say that. You're the one who came up with this plan.
つうかあんた、真剣に話し合う気があるのか？
That aside, are you really serious about all this?
人の家のソファーをさも自分のものと言わんばかりに占領しやがって。
You're just sitting on my sofa like you own the place. I brought snacks for everyone. You must be hungry from all this discussing. Please help yourself.
わあ、ありがとう。ちょうどお腹が鳴りそうで困ってたんだ。
Wow, thanks, Leah. Perfect timing since my stomach was just growling too.
いただきます。
If you don't mind.
お気遣いありがとうございます。
Thank you very much for thinking about us.
ですが夜も更けていますから、我々に合わせ無理して起きていなくてもいいんですよ。
But it's quite dark already. You don't have to force yourself to stay awake with us. It's okay. I'm wide awake and I can't fall asleep anyway.
そうか。なら今すぐ水を持ってこい。
I see if that's the case, bring me some water.
だからあんたは家主を差し置いて何様のつもりなんだ。
Like I said, stop acting like you own the place in front of the actual owner. Similar to yesterday's dinner, everyone was as loud as ever, even while talking seriously, which brought a smile to my face. I know Barreau is a formidable enemy, but no matter the situation, I'm sure things will be alright as long as I'm with those As long as I'm with those, I can be myself around. Strangely enough, I believe that as a fact. Really, I was blessed to be with them despite me being deaf. I hoped that we would be able to resolve the incident plaguing us, and I prayed that those who had seen me for who I was as Leah could return to their normal lives. Okay. And then I have to redo that and get all the other scenes, I assume. Princess. Please. Please call me princess. Oh, my goodness. I should make something they can digest easily. I stood up and headed to the kitchen.
包丁の使い方ってこれで合ってるのかな?
Oh god. Is this how you're supposed to be using knives? He's good with daggers. He cannot cook to save himself. Mathis. Someone was already here glaring at some vegetables with knives in his hands.
あなたも皆さんのために何かお料理を?
Leah, are you planning on making something for everyone too? Yes, you too, Mathis?
はい。気分が悪い時はスープがいいと聞いたので作ろうとしたんですが。
I heard soup works wonders when someone is sick, so I was going to make some, but he glanced over at the cutting board covered with the strangest cuts to vegetables.
普段料理をしないからうまくいかなくって。
I don't cook often, so things haven't been going well.
食材を無駄にしてしまって。
Sorry to waste so much food here. Oh no, no need to apologize. I sincerely responded to his apology from my heart, not just to make him feel better. We just need to cut the vegetables smaller. This is actually good, as the smaller the cuts, the easier they are to digest. If they're cut small enough, they'll be soft enough to drink.
そうなんですか?
Really? Yeah, I'm glad you got things going by cutting those harder vegetables for me. If you don't mind, how about we make some soup together?
はい。お役に立てることがあるのなら。
Of course, I hope it can be of help. Is that one that simple? Ominous. I carefully watched Mathis as he held on the knife's handle in a somewhat haphazardly way. Began finally chopping the vegetables so that they could be consumed easily. We just need to add a final touch and done.
美味しそう。それにすごく優しい香りです。
Wow, it looks amazing. I can smell the gentle flavor in the aroma. Mathis looked down at the warm piping soup with joy.
料理がこんなに楽しいなんて今まで考えたこともありませんでした。
I never thought cooking would be this fun.
レシピは覚えたから今度屋敷でジャンにも作ってあげることにします。
I've got the recipe remembered now. I think I'll make some for Jean at home next time. I'm sure Jean would be happy.
だといいな。
I hope so.
あなたと一緒にいると今まで触れてこなかったもののことを知れてすごく楽しいです。
It's really fun being with you, Leah, since I get to try hands-on things I've never done before.
よければまた今度僕に料理を教えてください。
If you don't mind, can you teach me more about cooking? Yeah, I'd be delighted. Cut away from yourself. Mathis and I took the soup we finished to the three others. After making sure they all ate the soup, I headed to the main room. I guess I could just loaded it again. My bad. My bad. I can just do this. This is also what I can do. It should realize I've done it all right. Ventilate the room. I decided to let them handle preparations for some digestible food. And done. I opened the windows to bring in some fresh air. Suddenly a gentle and comforting wind blew by. Yep, this should make them feel a bit better. Oh no, there's so many options on this one. Wait a second. I wasn't ready. talk to Eves. Eves, are you all?
大丈夫大丈夫。こんなのみんなで飲むたびに起きてることだから。
I'm fine, totally fine. This happens all the time when we get together for some drink. Eves! Just as I was about to ask how he felt, Eves dashed forward only to trip on a pile that he pushed to the wall. Are you alright? I completed my sentence as I lifted Eves up.
おかしいな。いつもはここまでじゃないんだけど。
Weird, I usually don't get like this.
久しぶりにアドルフと飲んだから少し張り切りすぎたかも。
Guess I just got too drunk from drinking with Adolph all night. You're going to get even more sick if you force yourself to move like that. Knowing it was for the best, I lay down a clean bedsheet in the open area. Just lie down here. Eves, I'll keep watch until you feel better.
ありがとう。
Thanks. Like a cat or dog looking for warmth, Eves made his way towards the sheet.
吐き気はないんだけど、胸のあたりがぐるぐるする。あとすっごい眠い。
I don't feel like throwing up, but my chest feels like it's churning and I'm super sleepy. Why don't I rub your back?
いいの？それならお願いしたいかな。
If you don't mind. Hello, lovelies. Hello, delightful. How are you? I rubbed Eve's backs gently to avoid causing more harm than good. How do you feel?
少し楽になってきた。
I came at the right
さすがに
time.
調子に乗って飲みすぎたかもね。
You actually missed a pretty cute one. I'll show you some other ones in just a second. This is this is like the side story, little snip stories. This one apparently has a CG, I'm assuming at this point, for all of the guys. So each choice has been leading me to a CG. This is my third CG now. A little better. I really went wild and drank more than I could handle.
君が作ってくれた料理がすごく美味しくて、お酒を飲む手も進んじゃった。
To add, the food you prepared was so good that it just made me go for more wine than usual. You're just flattering me. Oh, but if that's the case, is this all my fault?
それはないよ。基本的にお酒っていうのは飲む人と飲ませる人に責任があるからね。
Not at all. It's basically the drinker's responsibility when it comes to
みん
alcohol.
なそれを分かった上で自分の限界を測って飲んでるんだ。
This is actually the next day. They're all hungover. This is him hungover. This is a hungover man in the morning after drinking. Everyone knows that, which is why they only drink as much as they can handle, which means I should learn how much I can drink once I'm able to. I continued to gently rub Eve's back as he turned his head to
君の
smile.
撫で方はすごく優しいから褒められてるみたい。
Your back rubs are really gentle. It almost feels like you're
な
praising
んだ
me.
か子供の頃に戻った気分。
Almost feels like I'm a kid again. But kids don't drink and get hungover, Eve.
確かに。
Well, yes. I spent the next hour or so rubbing Eve's back intermittently. After confirming that he felt better, I decided to go and check on the others. Then it should be nighttime, which means we're just gonna go back to our save. Because that's the scene we already got through once already. Check on Shane. We're just gonna go on an order. Or should I save? We'll go to the Marche. Let's get Lucas out of the way. Maybe I should head out to the Marche so that I can make something good for the hangovers. Hearing my mumbling to myself.
そういうことなら私もご一緒しますよ。
If that's the case, I can go with you. Lucas! Our teacher offered his company with a smile, perhaps from hearing my murmuring. I would usually refuse and head out myself, but I'm not fit to go out to the Marche myself right now. Thank you, Lucas. If you don't mind, would you accompany me?
喜んで。荷物持ちなら私にお任せを。
I'd be more than happy. Let me handle carrying the groceries. You do that. You do that, boo. I tagged along hiding in my teacher's shadow as we headed to the Marché. The people didn't seem to notice me despite the accusations, probably because of the bustling crowd today and the fact that I'm standing to one of the most beautiful men in the world.
これとこれと
This and this. He's pretty. Oh, yes, he is pretty. He's deadly but pretty. Yeah.
確かこれも二日酔いに効き目があるとお世話になっているお医者様が言っていたような。
I do recall the doctor I see telling me these work well for those who have hangovers. My teacher bought the ingredients and I was planning to buy without any worry. The shopping went really smoothly because of you, Monsieur. Is there some... She has never called him Monsieur before. She always calls him Teacher or Lucas. What is that? What is that? Is there something else you think we need to buy?
そうですね。強いて言うなら。
Let me see if anything. He's blushing because he has a crush on her. For some reason, my teacher responded a bit embarrassingly. You look so cute.
すみません。昼食の材料を10人分ほど買っていってもよろしいでしょうか。
Oh, they're showing off his fangs. They're like, remember when you liked him because he had fangs? I do remember. I do remember that. This gold digger. Oh, no. He's not a gold digger. He just likes spending time with her. He's got a big crush on her. It's not that kind of gold digger. Do you mind if we go and buy ingredients for about 10 people for lunch? He's probably buying food for the kids at the orphanage or himself. He eats a lot. He doesn't look it, but he's like the strongest person alive. He murmurs into my ear so the others around us couldn't hear. 10! The amount means that it wasn't meant for us. Was that for yourself, Lucas?
お恥ずかしながら、こういう機会でもないと、ここまで食べられることがないもので。
Embarrassing as it sounds, yes, these kind of opportunities don't come often for me to enjoy eating to my fill. With his face cupped in his hands, he said very clearly that he could eat it all himself despite his feminine looks. Now that I think about it, we were eating and drinking a lot last night.
すでに察しているかもしれませんが、こう見えて大食漢なんです。
As you might already know, I'm a heavy eater. Heavy eater. He's burning so many calories because he's so strong. It was taking me some time to fathom his unbelievable words. So just a little backstory for him, just so you understand. He has the strength of his father, but the looks of his mom. So his dad was built like an ox. But his mom looked like this. So he's just in between. Mathis and Sheen did mention that we could buy what we wanted since we had the funds, but are you sure about this? I don't want to waste food, you know. So he's a deadly combo. Exactly. In more ways than one is he a deadly combo.
その点については全く問題ありません。
There's absolutely nothing to worry
むしろ
about.
食べ過ぎないよう普段は抑えているぐらいですから。
On the contrary, I'm actually holding myself back from eating as much. I see. His liver and stomach must be strong to consume so much food and drink. My teacher really defies his appearance sometimes. Even so, understood. Let's get buying then. I don't think it's embarrassing being a heavy eater. After all, you watch over the children with a smile too when you're there eating.
それはそうなのですが、なんとなく照れてしまって。
Yes, but it's still a bit embarrassing. Seeing my teacher blush from embarrassment was a little cute. Oh gosh, he's so funny. After buying the ingredients needed, we asked the shop clerk to deliver the purchase to Adolphe's house. I carried only the necessary ingredients and headed home with Lucas. We're like, 1 entire cow, please.
そうなのね。
How's stretching? Gubba gubba. We're gonna go back again. Okay, we did Lucas, then we gotta do Adolphe, and we still have... I forgot his name. Oh no, Sheen. We'll do Adolphe, and then we'll do Sheen. We'll save a good one for last. I didn't mean to do Anku first, that just happened like that. Oh goodness. Alright. Look for Adolphe. Look for that guy. I thought Adolf was around here, but where could he have gone? I looked around when...
お前もこいつらの世話で疲れてるんだから、少しは休め。
Don't tell me what to do. It's not like you're my brother. You must be tired taking care of us. Go get some rest. The brother I was looking for returned with cleaning equipment in hand. Adolf, are you alright?
万全とは言わねえが、動き回る程度問題ねえよ。
By brother, it's adopted brother, and by adopted, I mean they both grew up in an orphanage together, just for clarification. Just for clarification. They're not actually biologically related in any way. They met each other when they were teenagers. I can't say I am, but I am fine enough to move around at least.
話し合いが始まる前に、こいつらが散らかした部屋を片付けないとな。
I need to clean this place up after the mess they made before we can begin discussing. Oh, well, if that's the case, let me handle it.
いい。お前は昨夜、食事の支度とかしてくれただろ。
It's fine. You prepared dinner yesterday for us already. But
気にすんな。自警団全員との酒盛りに比べれば、この程度、可愛いもんだよ。
don't worry, this is nothing compared to the aftermath of a corpse party. The video game I'm getting this year. Corpse party. I really wanted him to take a break, but from the looks of it, it didn't seem like he was going to collapse from cleaning. So, okay, how about we clean the place together then? If we work together, it'll go a lot faster.
掃除がしたいの間違いじゃねえのか?
You just want to clean the place up, right? You could tell it's not that often I get to clean up a challenge of a place like this. He must know I wouldn't budge, too, as he agreed with a joking response. Crazy. Adolf and I got cleaning and wiping the floor, moving the chairs out of the way.
料理こそこぼれてねえが、酒がこぼれた跡がすげえな。
They didn't dirty the floor with food, but look at the wine drips. Listen, when you're drunk, you're not thinking. Come to think of it, Sheen was pouring wine over his head.
弱いなら飲まなきゃいいもの。いい年のじじいが何をやってんだが。
Not even sure why the geezer went at all when he can't handle his drinks. You do know that Monsieur Sheen... Why are we using Monsieur? This is the first time this game has done this. There's a different game. Who is this hottie? So this hottie is... Cirrus, that's the girl in the background. This is her adopted brother. And I use the word adopted very loosely. They're both orphans who were raised in the same orphanage, basically. So they call each other brother and sister. They're not related. They met when she was, I think, about 12 and he was about 15. And it was after she had, like, burned down, like, 2 of her orphanages. Not burned, but, like... Well, one of them did burn down, but... People kept saying she was cursed, so she was basically living on the streets, and he was sent by Mama to come get him, so... Come get her. And so he carried her home. On his back, I might add. That's how they met. He's a member of, like, the security forces is the best way to describe it. And this is his house they're currently living in. And I can't think of anything else really. There's a lot. He's got quite a story. He's actually, so he's the cover boy of the last game. Go like this. He's the cover boy. Actually, Eves is the cover boy, but he's also the cover boy because he's the final story. Cover boy to me is the last story, so. You knew that Monsieur Sheen is going to be angry hearing you say that, right? It was true that Mother called him that when they were angry, but still, on subject, I was a bit surprised that you would drink more than you can handle at all.
限界は超えないようにしてるんだけどな。イブたちのバカ騒ぎを見てると、ついこっちまで飲みすぎちまう。
I do try to keep control, you know. Then again, seeing Eves and company partying like that sort of made me drink with them. I see. Well, I guess you were enjoying your time drinking with Eves and company, Adolf. This is translated so weird.
そう聞こえたか?
Does it sound like I meant that? I need that outfit for my husband. Honestly, it's a mood. What's really cute about him, hang on, I'm gonna take this off for just a second. On his CG, on his wrist, he has a ribbon. And what I think is cute is this is his normal outfit. This is what he just wears naturally, but he has his corpse outfit, which is like his uniform, and there is ribbons that are tied on the sides, but that's the ribbon from that, so he always has it on him, even when he's out of uniform. So it's like a reminder that he wants to protect people. Yes, it did. My guess was right, as Adolphe didn't deny my assumptions. If Asia was here, just for the record, she would be talking shit about him. She hates him. I think he's fine. He's not my favorite, but he's fine. I just didn't like, in the previous game, they constantly kept like saying my brother and stuff. I'm like, you need to quit that. You can't make someone a romance partner if you're constantly referring to them as brother to me. It's just, no. I hate when they do that. Same. I hate that. They did it so much in the last game. I'm like, it's really hard for me to be like, I want to swoon when you're doing that. Like, they weren't children when they met. They didn't like grow up as kids together. Yes, they're in an orphanage together, but they're not related. My guess is right. Adolphe didn't deny my assumption. I'm sure I'm glad Adolphe and Yves are friends. Adolphe would have spent nights drinking by himself if he didn't meet Yves and the others. Proud of him for having a drinking buddy. Continue clean the room with Adolphe for another hour or so. Also, his room, I want this. I want a bed nook. This is great. I want to live next to a fireplace. Just a random thought there. I continued cleaning the room with Adolphe for another hour or so. After confirming the room was now clean, I went to check on the others. And then it was nighttime, and I can go back. Perfect. Alright, time for Sheen. Sheen, the man of the hour. I thought Sheen was here, but where could he have gone? Don't tell me he actually moved on his own into another room. There's only 2 rooms here. There's a... Oh, this did not exist in the previous game. Following my instincts, I opened a door to another room. This feels like a room where you keep people. The door hit something, preventing me from opening the door completely. I looked down to see what could it be in the way and discovered Sheen was on the floor, completely motionless. Sheen? I thought my heart was going to jump out. Are you all right? He wasn't responding in the slightest. Don't tell me he's dead. Unnerved, I quickly checked Sheen's pulse. I could feel his pulse with the usual light thumping coming from his wrist. Thank goodness. Is something that happened to Sheen? Nothing happened. Sheen slowly sat up as I was sighing in relief. He shook his head slightly, then turned to look at me with sleepy eyes. He then said, This man, this scientist man who can't even button his shirt right. Oh my god. I'm gonna sleep in bed. Bring me some water now. Oh, that's his go-to. He fell onto the bed immediately after giving me his order. Yes, right away. He thinks he's a god, so he acts like one. I brought you some water like you asked. And a cookie! No? Okay. Sheen grabbed the cup from my hand and downed it in one gulp. He returned the cup to me and then... More? See, should have brought him a cookie. I knew in advance. Snack. Right away, I'll bring you something easy to swallow. I could have gone a different way with that. Lucas and Mathis were making some simple soup, so I got a small bowl of it and took it back to the room. I can't move well. Feed me. Stop taking care of this busy butt. Listen, he's got a nice butt. That's why we take care of it. I mean, sure, he might try to kill us a few times. Right away, huh? Before I could question why he was ordering me around, he tugged me by the arm and forced me to sit on the bed. Oh my god, wait. You can't eat like that. Sit up, sir. He's got his gloves off. Wait a second. Listen, as someone who tried to eat once while sick, I could not eat lying down. If you can eat while lying down, you are magic. That's some pretty... It's the Sheen effect. It's because he's got this neck tattoo, and then his eyes are cyan. I don't really know what color that is. Sheen demanded to be fed. Sheen,
早くしろ。
hurry. I hoped what I was doing wasn't terribly rude to Sheen. He's telling me to do this. Then again, he didn't seem well, so I suppose he needs some help being fed. Understood, open wide. I carefully moved the spoon of soup into Sheen's mouth. Sheen's so pretty. Yeah. Pretty and a mad scientist at the same time. Imagine Dr. Dupensurf looking like this. He would have won. I carefully moved the spoon. The soup was simmering long enough that he didn't need to chew. After drinking the soup,
次。
again, he urged me again and waited for the next spoonful of soup. What a guy. I continued feeding Sheen spoonful after spoonful of soup until the bowl was empty. He must be full already and fell sound asleep on the bed. He sure fell asleep fast. He's like a literal baby. Maybe it was because he was always tired, but if so, then it was best he got as much rest as possible. After all, Sheen is always busy making sure the citizens of Arpachel can continue their lives. I gently moved him so that he could sleep in a better position. I could hear his gentle breathing prove he was asleep and not dead. I made sure I didn't make any noise and left the room to check on the others. That one's probably my favorite one. That one made the least amount of sense. All right, I think that was all the options. I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm pretty sure we got all the boys. Perfect. Oh, does this not let me go to the... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. I got all his now. I don't have any more Mathis photos. All right, perfect. 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 Here's the beautiful one of Anku, by the way. Oh, he's so pretty. I love this man with my whole heart. There's nothing better than this man. Nothing. You can't convince me. The real question is, should I actually do all of these even when there's not an image, or just unread? Oh, I was gonna check and see if 8 only has one. Okay, perfect. 8 only has one, but I can't even do it because it's locked. So there's some of these you have to progress certain parts of the story before it'll let you. So 6 times 7. 6, 12, 24, 48, 54? Did I do that? So there's 55 scenarios. And thankfully it tells me. There is, I know, one I've already done. Oh god, did I get all the endings in it though? That's the real question. No, okay, this one. This is the one. I did this one already, so page 6, number 2. Just keep in list. I swear. I feel like there was another one I did of his, and I was all like, wait, there's not a picture in all of them. Okay, well, let's go ahead and keep going. There's so many random things. I love these games you play. You should play them too. They're fun. I might talk badly about them, but it's only because I love them so much. People can't judge for that. My friend. Hydrate. Thank you, Gubba Gubba. I'm curious how long these side stories are. My daughter said I need to play Homicipher. I need to play Homicipher. I saw that and went, ooh. Okay, maybe. Maybe it is. Also, Bridge Curse was on sale, the first one, because I played the second one because I got that one to play. And I thought about buying it just so I could play the first one. So I could play it. Hear me out. I need more horror games in my collection. Also, I want to get Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I want that butter sound clip when I play it. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is a story from 4 years ago. The story of how I became friends with a really good guy and his business partner. I need to add Homicipher actually to my list. I do have a demo I'm going to be playing tomorrow. It's an early release demo that I was sent. So, yes, Hello Kitty rocks. And it's like Animal Crossing. Hello Kitty meets Animal Crossing. Everybody needs to play this. I don't know if we can play together, but hear me out. I want to play it. I also want to add Zelda back to my list, but I'm trying to finish 9RAP and Virche before I add Zelda back to my playlist of games I'm siphoning through. I just want to make sure I'm caught up. And then we're gonna start PO40. And if I finish 9RIP next week on Tuesday, which is my next stream for 9RIP, I plan to add PO40 to the roster the week after. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself. I'm giving myself a chance. The problem is Genso Menage is coming out at the end of the month, and I don't know if I'm going to play that day one. It looks beautiful, and I love pastels, and it gives me such princessy vibes. But how long is PO40? Like, I need to look that one up. And also, Hello Kitty Island Adventure comes out at the end of the month too, and I do want to play that. And I might turn that into like a weekend thing. We'll see. We'll see. There's so many games I want to play right now. And there's so many games I have pre-ordered. And there's so many games just sitting over here that I haven't played, period. The story of how I became friends with a really good guy and his business partner. His business partner's an ass. Okay. Shut up, Hugo. Damn it, where'd he go? A man with such a hulking physique that I sometimes question whether he was actually human. That is Lucas's dad, by the way. A teacher who taught me how to use a sword and forced me to become an apprentice of the corpse. We were supposed to meet up for another training session today, but for some reason, I didn't see him anywhere. I crossed my arms and waited for him silently.
Oi, miro ya. Adolf da.
Look, it's Adolf.
来てたのか、あいつ。いつも挨拶すらしねえし、ほんと愛想ねえよな。
I didn't know he was here. He never says hi to us, unfriendly as they come.
愛想どころか、めったに喋らないから、クーネでもめっぽう嫌われてるよ。
Also, since you're also unfamiliar with Virche, Adolf is not like other guys. So in this universe, in this island, everyone dies at the age of 23. Adolf washed ashore when he was a child onto this island, which means he's not from this island, which means he will not die at 23. So he tries to keep himself kind of at arm's length from other people because his mother doesn't want people to find out. Because he'll be experimented on if they find out that he's like not from this place. And he had a very, very bad childhood. His parents did not care for him at all. And that's why he ran away. I think it was he ran away or they put him on a boat. It's one or the other. He got put on a boat or he ran away. Or he was sold. Something like that. And that's how he ended up here. Not just unfriendly, he rarely speaks a lot at all. Lots of people in Korun hate him. Imagine you're like 3 feet away from this conversation. You're just like, hey. Like I cared. I had always been disliked for being different. I had no intention of defending myself. On the contrary, I welcomed their hatred.
第二の漂流者であることが万が一にも知られたら
I can't have them find out that I'm the second drifter to arrive here, see?
施設にいるあいつやマムを巻き込むことになる。他人との関わりは避けた方が賢明だ。
I don't want to drag Leah or Mother at the orphanage into my mess. It's better that I stay away from everyone. He's a hot Scrooge? I don't know if he's Scrooge.
待ち望む刻限まであと2年。このまま誰にも知られず。
They also lied about his age. So at the age of 23, everyone dies and becomes relivers. They lied about how old he was so that he'd have a couple extra years before he had to like go into hiding. I have 2 years left, 2 more years to live my life as Adolf without anyone knowing. After that, I would finally be able to get what I had always wanted.
待たせたな、アドルフ。
Sorry for the await, Adolf. That's Lucas's dad. As I was thinking, footsteps heavier than those of an average human echoed through the base. I turned around anxiously, wondering what kind of impossible task he would have for me today.
こんにちは。
Hello there. Is it baby Lucas? I closed my eyes and rubbed them. I told myself that this must be some kind of mistake, that I was just imagining what I saw in front of me.
あれ聞こえなかったのかなこんにちは
Did you hear me? Hello there. I wasn't seeing things. On the shoulder of my monstrosity of a mentor was an innocent child no different from a small pet.
師匠一応聞いておくが
Boss, I have to
そいつは
ask. Who is that?
お前の弟弟子だ。今日から共に修行をする。
He's your junior. He's gonna train with you starting today.
は
Huh? Just as I
お
yelled.
い待てこら誘拐犯人の相棒をどうする気だ
That's Hugo. I thought it was gonna be Lucas, honestly, but Lucas doesn't actually want to be this. He also just cares about his sister. Wait a minute, you kidnapper. What are you doing with my partner? The door slammed open and a pretty built man burst in from outside. The moment the man spotted the kid on the boss's shoulder.
イブを返せ街ですれ違って早々そいつを担いで逃げ出しやがって
Let Eves go? How dare you just snatch away someone in broad daylight like that? He reached up as high as possible to try and get the kid back. Although he was tall, there was no way he could reach the shoulders of a man over 2 meters tall who defies human genetics. 2 meters. 2 meter. A meter is like what? 3 feet? That's like 6 feet, right? Meter. 3.2. Yeah, so he's like, that's pretty dramatic wording here. 2 meters. Okay, so over 2 meters. Over 2 meters. So 3.28 is in feet. So he's like 6. He's 6'8", maybe. That's not as dramatic. You're being dramatic, guys. You're being dramatic. Unfortunately for him, the kid who was supposedly abducted
すっ
was...
ごいよヒューゴ見える世界が全然違う
It's amazing, Hugo. It feels like I'm seeing a whole new
こんなに
world.
高く抱えてもらったの俺初めてだ
This is the first time anyone has ever lifted me up so high.
お前はお前で何をのんきに楽しんでんだ
I don't
自
like
分
them
が
too
今誘
tall.
拐されてるって理解してるよな
I don't know. In terms of animated boys, I like long phalanges. So tall guys usually have the long phalanges. However, Hugo sucks. So even though he kind of has long, I don't know. But I don't really care about the height. One of my favorite characters is one of the shortest characters in all the games. How the hell are you enjoying this situation? You do understand you were just kidnapped, right? It was so noisy, but from what this Hugo person was saying, it seemed my boss was in the wrong.
待ち合わせに遅れたのはこれが理由か何してんだあんた
So this is why you're late? What exactly is happening here?
街で一目見た瞬間、この少年に秘められた武術の才能を感じ取ってな。
I meant in real life. You know, I don't care in real life either. I sense the raw spirit of martial arts in this boy the moment I caught sight of him in the
このま
town.
まくすぶらせるわけにはいかんと連れてきた。
We cannot let talent like this go to waste, so here he
さらっ
is.
てきたの間違いだろとりあえず保護者が心配してるから降ろしてやれ
Here he is. Kidnapped. His guardian looks worried. Could you put him down? The older man reluctantly lowered the kid onto the floor at my
こ
request.
こが自警団の詰め所か教会の前は何度か通りかかったけど中に入るのは初めて
So this is the corpse base, huh? I've passed this church often, but it's the first time I've ever been inside. Now that I had a better look, he looked more like a young man than a boy. The most remarkable thing about him was his long hair, eyes like the dawn, and a mask that covered half of his face. A young man from Cohen wearing a mask. That description matched someone from my memories.
あいつをあの火事から救ったという子
It's
供
the kid who saved Leah from the fire. It must be this young man in front of me. I had been working with the other faculty to keep him and Leah away from each other so that she wouldn't be upset, but here he is, just carried on the shoulder
ま
of
さ
my
かこん
mentor.
な形で会うことになるとはな
I never thought I'd ever end up meeting him in person like this.
はあ心臓が止まるかと思った
お前ももう少し警戒心を持てよ。
I thought my heart was gonna stop. You should be more wary of danger, you know?
クルーンを始めて間もないってのに、主人が行方不明になって閉店なんてシャレにならねえからな。
We just started Korun. It would be insane if we had to close up shop because the owner suddenly went missing.
でも楽しかったよ。ヒューゴも担いでもらえば？
But it was really fun. Could you carry Hugo too?
任せよ。
Leave it to me.
いや、遠慮しとく。怖すぎて夢でうなされそうだわ。
I'll pass. The experience will probably just give me nightmares.
想像していた性格と
His personality isn't what I expected at all. I did hear that he opened a handyman shop called Korun with a guy from Shadis. The boss must have captured him during work. He kept trying to convince the young man Eves while casually blocking the path to the exit so that he couldn't
その
escape.
才能にその度胸。やはり一般人として生まれさせるには惜しい。
It would be a shame to let your talent and bravery get lost among the common
イブ
rabble.
にヒューゴと言ったな。このまま自警団に入り、
Eves and Hugo, was it? How about you both join the
あのお
corps?
方が生きているだろう。クーネの平穏を我らと共に守るのだ。
I want you to help protect the peace of Korun for our benefactors.
あのお方？
Benefactors?
クーネには我らの活動を援助してくれる人々がいる。彼らを守るためにという意味だ。
What I mean is there are some good folks in Korun who believe in us, so I want you to help protect them.
団員になれば有志から給与も出る。悪い話ではないと思うのだが。
Join us and they will see to it that you are well paid. I'd say that's not a bad deal.
ヒューゴ、悪い話じゃないんじゃない？クルーンが軌道に乗るまでまだ時間がかかるだろうし。
Hugo, that doesn't sound bad at all. I mean, it's gonna take some time before we get Korun really up and
何
running.
より自警団に入れば困った人たちをたくさん愛して助けることができると思うんだ。
Besides, I think we'll be able to help more people if we join the corps.
愛。
Love. I suppose this is what it meant.
言うと思ったよ。まあ、リライバーになるための資金も稼がなきゃならねえしな。
Figured you'd say that. Well, I do have to make some money so I can become a
何より
reliver.
俺が止めても、お前もう入る気なんだろ。
Even if I tried to stop you, I bet you already set on joining, right? I'm kind of digging Hugo. He's a little wild, but seems good. Oh, the turntables. I hate Hugo. I hate him. He looks fine here. He's acting fine here. And when I first played this game, I thought he was a dateable character and even like ranked him. Don't like him. He's not, he's bad, but he's not like bad, but he's bad. He's bad. He's so bad, but he's not. Like, he's not like a main antagonist in any sense of the word. And like, in most routes, he's just fine. But there's one specific scene that I am not okay with, that he is the facilitator on. And I hate it. And it's because he likes Eves so much. And I hated it. Even if I tried to stop you, I bet you're already set on joining, right?
なら仕方ねえ。野草生活から解放されるいい機会だと思っておくよ。
I guess that's that. Better than living off whatever wild plants we can forage.
ありがとう、ヒューゴ。
Thanks, Hugo. He smiled happily, then walked towards me as I was
君も
listening
この人
on.
の弟子なんだよね。これからよろしく。
Hey, you're
と、
your mentor. He's your mentor, right? Hope we can get along too.
アドルフという。
His name is Adolf.
よろしくね、アドルフ。
Looking forward to it, Adolf.
俺はイブって言うんだ。兄弟子として仲良くしてくれると嬉しいな。
The name's Eves. I may be your junior, but I'd be happy if we could be friends. Hmm.
あれ？どこに行くの、アドルフ？せっかくだし、もっと話そうよ。
Where are you going, Adolf? Can't we talk a bit more? Screw it. He might be Leah's savior, but that didn't change my views on him being trouble. I completely ignored Eves and walked out of the base.
なんだあいつ。子供相手に大人げないな。
What's his problem acting like that over some
すま
kid?
んな。後で仕置きしておく。海に沈めればよいか？
He does do that, by the way. In a different part of the story, they talk about how he's done that to them. Sorry, I'll punish him later. Perhaps I can sink him in the ocean.
いや、待て待て待て。
Okay, now, wait.
大男が担いで連れてきた子供なんて警戒して当然だろう。あいつは悪くねえよ。
I don't
No,
blame him for getting weirded out by a huge guy abducting a kid. It's not his fault, right, Eves? Yeah,
でも
but
せっかくできた兄弟子なんだから仲良くしたいな。
he's my senior now, so I'd like to befriend him. Bum. Gonna break into his house? It's crazy.
面倒なことになったな。
What a pain. That old man never listened. I bet he was trying to shove that kid onto me. I only joined the corps to hone my skills as a swordsman and protect my family at the orphanage. I didn't join to take care of someone I didn't trust.
だがまあ、あれだけ露骨に嫌悪感を出せば、あいつも俺に関わるのを嫌がるだろう。
Then again, I made it pretty obvious that I don't like him, so I bet he'll try to keep his distance from me. Starting tomorrow, he would stay away from me, just like the other members. But would he? Or so I thought.
アドルフ、おはよう。
My name is Dove.
今日から俺も団員として活動するんだよ。まずは師匠が剣の持ち方を教えてくれるって。
I'll be working as a member of the corps starting today. Our boss is going to teach me how to wield a sword.
いつかはアドルフと肩を並べて町の平和を守れるといいな。
I hope I can someday stand shoulder to shoulder with you to protect the peace of this town.
もう行くのアドルフ。またね。巡回から帰ってきたら
Going
また
already,
話を
Adolf?
聞いてくれると嬉
See
しい。
you. I'll be happy if we could talk when you're back from patrolling. Eve's the guy you can't
ア
take
ドル
no.
フ、巡回区域が一緒だったんだね。また会えて嬉しいよ。
Adolf, great to see you again. Looks like we're assigned to patrol the same
この
area.
後一緒に師匠の教えを受けるんだよね。お互い切磋琢磨して頑張ろう。
We're gonna be training with the boss together after this, right? Let's work hard to compete with each other.
俺修行とかしたことないから楽しみだな。どんなことをするんだろ
I've never done any training before, so I'm excited. I wonder what we'll do. Walks away.
う。アドルフ、助けて。
Adolf, help me.
この馬、ローランって子が俺の髪をくわえたまま離してくれないんだ。
This horse, Laurent, is biting on my hair and not letting go.
待ってアドルフ。
Wait,
ア
Adolf.
ドルフ。
Adolf.
アドルフ、おはよう。今日もいい天気だね。
Morning, Adolf. Looks like another beautiful day today.
アドルフ、見て見て。師匠が俺に専用の剣を用意してくれたんだ。
Adolf, look. The boss got this sword just for me.
じゃあね、アドルフ。明日もまた一緒に頑張ろう。
See you, Adolf. Let's do our best again tomorrow. Bringing it in again and again and again.
アドルフ、アドルフ。
Adolf. Just keep going, I guess.
犬か、あいつは。
He's like a damn dog. Surprisingly enough, that kid kept reaching out to talk to me even after I gave him the cold shoulder for half a year.
見かけるたびに飛んできやがって。最近は街中で会っても声をかけるようになってきた。
Every time he sees me, he runs over. He's even started calling out to me when he sees me on the
なんで
street.
一言も話さない男をまだ兄弟子だと慕ってくるんだ。
Why the hell do you still look up to me when I never say a single word to you? I initially had my guard up, thinking he was only planning to get close to my sister Leah and exact his revenge. Probably isn't true. Having been raised as an older brother at the orphanage, I could tell his kindness was
クーネ
genuine.
の嫌われ者に声をかけて何が楽しいんだか。ヒューゴとかいうやつは止めようともしねえし。
I really don't understand what the fun is in talking to a guy hated in Cohen. This Hugo guy doesn't even try to stop him either. Making matters worse was that he only reached out in ways that didn't interrupt our work, which was why I didn't have much ground to complain to the boss or keep him
誰が
away.
放出されるか。
No way is he getting on my good side. The only one I trusted were my family at the orphanage. Everyone else, including the people of Arpachel, They were disgusting people who toyed with life.
いらない。
I don't need him. I didn't want to get involved with him. It had already been a year since Eve joined and kept calling out to me. I had to admit the old man knew talent. Eve was a novice with a sword, but he kept getting better by the day. Now he was a candidate for deputy commander. His friend's personality was also attracting our members, who were treating him well as he was the youngest of our crew. Hugo seemed to know the art of swordsmanship, so despite being a reliver, he immediately became a force to reckon with among the crew.
まあ、俺には関係のないことだがな。
Not that any of that matters to me. Just as I was about to open the door to the base, thinking about him clinging on me like usual.
なあ、イブ。いい加減嫌にならないのか？
Eves, aren't you sick of it already?
何のこと？
Sick of what?
アドルフだよ。お前いつもあいつに無視されてるじゃないか。
Yeah, no, Adolf. He keeps ignoring you every time you try to talk to him.
いい加減諦めて、あんな奴のことは放っておくべきだと思うんだが。
You should give up already and leave that jerk alone. Rude.
でも挨拶は俺が好きでやってることだし。
But I talk to him because I want to. I can do what I want. He's like, I'm an adult. Sort of. Is he legally speaking now?
だからこそ見てられないんだよ。
That's what makes it painful to watch.
まったく空気悪くなるよな。なんで団長はあんなやつを自警団に入れたんだ？
It just spoils the mood. I don't even know why the boss decided to bring a guy like that into the corps. I stopped upon hearing their conversation. It wasn't hurt at all. I wasn't hurt at all. In fact, I was glad to hear
周
it.
囲に諭されれば、さすがにあいつも俺に絡んでこなくなるだろう。
I bet he'll stop pestering me with the guys around him, convince him otherwise. I was used to stuff like that and turned around to leave when.
そうかな。俺はアドルフみたいな人こそこの自警団に必要だと思うけど。
I don't know about that. I think a guy like Adolf is exactly what the corps needs. Huh?
自警団ってまだ本格的な戦いや争い事を仲介したことはないよね。
The corps hasn't intervened in any actual brawls on the street or anything like that,
だ
right?
から戦いを知らない俺たちが楽観的な分、アドルフが気を引き締めてくれてるんだよ。
Since we don't have that much experience, it's good to have Adolf around to keep us on our alert.
気を引き締めるって。俺たちは別に兵士じゃないし。
Keep us on alert. We aren't soldiers, you know.
うん。みんなを守る自警団だね。今のところは平和だけど。
Yep, we're a vigilante group to protect the people. Things are quiet right now, but
いつか大切な何かを守るために命がけで戦う時が来るかもしれない。
there might be a time when we'll have to fight to the death to protect something important.
でも噂で聞いたぞ。
But I heard a rumor about
お
you.
前のその顔の火傷はあいつの義理の妹に負わされたものだって。
That his foster sister was the one who gave you that burn on your face. To be clear, she didn't give him the burn on his face. He went to save her and got the burn on his face.
お前だってリーダーからもう聞いてるんだろ？
You already heard that from our leader, right?
違うよ。彼女はあくまで同じ現場に居合わせただけ。
You got that wrong. All that happened was I was in the same place as
俺
her.
の火傷は俺の責任。誰かのせいだと思ったことは一度もない。
I mean, technically it was her fault. Sort of. It's like... What's that word? It's not your fault, because, you know, she can't help it. But... she was the catalyst. It was my own fault I got burned. I never once blamed anyone for
まし
that.
てや、アドルフを遠ざける理由にもね。
I have no reason to stay away from Adolf.
そうだな。俺たちちょっと緩すぎたな。
I guess so. Maybe we haven't been taking work
アドルフが
seriously.
いてもこうなんだ。逆にあいつがいなかったら今頃どれだけ頼りなかったか。
We're acting like this with Adolf around. I can't imagine how worse we'd be without him here.
俺の自慢の兄弟子だからね。
He's a guy I'm proud to look up to.
なんでお前が誇らしげなんだよ。俺今度思い切って声をかけてみようかな。
I don't see why you're so proud, but I guess I can talk to him next time.
俺も あいつの強さの秘密知りたいし。
Me too. He's pretty strong, so I want to know his secret. What's his secret? His secret is he's older than all of you. The conversation was filled with words I wasn't used to hearing. Why? He was a citizen of Arpachel like everyone else. Why is he so straightforward and honest? How is he able to spread his positivity with others like that? He's just a nice guy. The best I could do was protect my own self. Not only that, but he said very clearly that he has no grudge against Leah. I guess the old man really knew a good guy when he saw one. I've never seen anyone in this country so friendly and trusting before. I could see him maturing into a person essential to the corpse. Night arrived.
Adolf, 今日も一日お疲れ様。
Adolf, hope things went well today. After finishing my rounds, he came talking to me as usual, expecting me to ignore him, but... What? I respond. Eve's eyes lit up before he jumped in surprise. Man, he's simple. He got on the good side of a man hated in Cohen before a single year was up.
お、なんだなんだ。とうとうアドルフのやつもイブに音を上げたか？
What's this? Has Eve's persistence gotten Adolf to finally give up?
ヒューゴ、聞いて。アドルフが初めて返事をしてくれたんだよ。
Hugo, you gotta hear this. Adolf responded to me the first time.
おお、そりゃめでたいな。祝いに酒場でいい酒でも飲むか？
That's great news. Let's celebrate over some drinks at the bar. No,
いいじゃねえか。付き合えよ。なんせお前の声をまともに聞いたのもこれが初めてなんだ。
Come on, tag along, will you? After all, I haven't heard you in an actual conversation before.
これから背中を預け合う仲間になるんだぜ。もっとお前のことを教えてくれよ。
We're gonna be comrades covering each other's back from now on. You gotta tell us more about yourself.
そうだよ。俺たちのこともたくさん話すからさ。
He's right, and we'll tell you everything about us too. Fine.
仕方ないな。
And that's how they became best friends. Each of them pulled me by the arm towards the bar. My true identity, the relationship between Leah and Eves, there was still things I needed to be concerned about.
俺はこの国が嫌いだ。
I hate this country.
こいつらのことは
I guess I won't be able to hate these guys. I finally learned today that kindness still exists in this country. That's cute. That's a cute one. Okay. Well, I was very wrong on how far I could get, but to be fair, that first one had a lot. Perfect, perfect. So I don't know. I will make a poll on if I should do all the side stories or if I should only do side stories that have images attached to it, like this one and this one, this one. Stuff like that, just so that, you know, I don't feel like I should do everything in the games. But that one was cute. I also know everyone wants me to do the one that has the fish, where it's the fish POV. POV, you're a fish in Eve's house. But it is time for me to get ready to go to work. So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed. Snooze that so it doesn't start. I'm gonna see if there's anybody on to raid before I say bye-bye. Thank you, Delightful, for being here. Thank you, Poppy and Sleazy, for popping in, and Eunice. Anyone I follow on? Asuri. I believe this is one of the people I've played games with during a stream. If it loads. Looks like they're about to start streaming. Yeah, we'll raid Ajari. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, remember I stream about 3 times a week on Twitch, and you can check me out over there. I do have an announcement coming up soon for YouTube. I might actually be doing a stream on there once a week going forward in a bit. We're gonna see. I still have to figure out how to get everything to work over there. And then I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing a demo tomorrow. If there's time, I might do a second demo, but I think I'm only gonna have time for the one because they said it's about an hour and a half long. And then we're going to be playing 9 RIP on Tuesday, and hopefully finishing 9 RIP on Tuesday. My goal is to get through it all, so we'll see how we do. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. I will see you guys tomorrow.